Hi there, welcome to edupediaworld.com. You're watching the videos on lines and angles. So in this video we'll discuss something about parallel lines and transversal. So what is a parallel lines, what is a transversal, how it is useful in finding the lines and angles, and how we can extend further concepts of parallel lines and transversal. Then we'll discuss some of the types of angles which are related to parallel lines and transversal, which are very important from the geometry point of view. So you have to watch the video very carefully. Then we'll discuss how we can extend the pair of lines to parallel lines to some more than two lines. So we'll discuss the concept how we can extend this. Then we'll discuss some of the examples which are related to parallel lines and a transversal, which are very important from the exam point of view. So again, you have to watch the video very carefully. So we'll follow the same strategy. We'll solve each and every concept through the example. So let's get started with the first concept, which is parallel lines and a transversal. Now, parallel lines and a transversal. Now recall that a line which intersects two or more lines at a distant points is called a transversal. Means, suppose we have two parallel lines like this, and as we know according to Lucid geometry, if the lines are parallel, then distance between these two parallel lines is always fixed. Now suppose we have two parallel lines and there is a unique line which cut these two parallel lines at a distinct point, like this point and this point. So this line is known as transversal. So this is a concept of transversal, and these two lines are known as parallel lines. So this is a concept of parallel lines and a transversal. So line L intersects, so line, this is a line L which intersects line M and N, line M and N at a point P and Q, P and Q respectively. Therefore line L is transversal for lines M and N. So this line L is transversal for line M and N. Now if we consider the angles, now there are 8 angles: angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7 and angle 8. Now if we see angle 1, angle 2, angle 8 and angle 7, these angles are known as exterior angles. So let's discuss why these are known as exterior angles. You can clearly see that angle 1 and angle 2, angle 8 and angle C, they lie on the outside of the lines M and N. Means they are exterior to the lines M and N. So that's why these are known as exterior angles. Similarly, if you see angle 4, angle 3, angle 5, angle 6, so these are interior angles. So why these are interior angles? Because they lie inside the lines M and N, means they are in the side lines M and N. So that this is a concept of exterior angle and interior angles. So let's move on to the next concept, which is types of angles. So you have to watch this part of a video very carefully, because this is a very important concept from the lines and angles point of view. So watch each and every concept very carefully. We have 4 different types of angles, which are corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, interior angles on the same side of transversal, which is again very important. So we'll discuss each and every concept of angles through example, which is given below. Now what are corresponding angles? So let's discuss what are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. First point is they are always equal. Second is they lie on the same side of transversal. Means if we consider transversal L, same side means either this side or this side, means or either on the right or on the left. So this means angle 2, angle 3, angle 6, angle 7, So they can be the angles, or the angles can be angle 1, angle 4, angle 5 and an angle 8. So these can be the angles, means they should lie on the same side of the transversal. The last point is one angle should be exterior and one angle should be interior, means either angle 2 or angle 6. Why? Because they are on the same side, and they one angle is exterior, angle 2 is exterior, and angle 6 is interior. So these two angles, angle 2 and angle 6, can represent the pair of corresponding angles. So similarly, we can see an angle 1 and angle 5, they are pair of corresponding angles. Why? First of all, they lie on the same side of a transversal, that is left side of a transversal, angle 1 and angle 5, and again one is exterior, angle 1 is exterior and angle 5 is interior. So they represent the pair of corresponding angles, and they are always equal, means angle 1 will be equals to angle 5. Similarly, angle 2 and angle 6 are also corresponding, angle 4 and angle 8, angle 3 and angle 7. So you can clearly see in the figure. Next concept is alternate interior angles. So concept is alternate interior angles. Now first of all, interior angle means all the angles should be inside the line M and N. So that can be angle 3, angle 6, angle 4 and angle 5. So they can be any angle. And alternative means, first point is they should be inside the lines, inside the parallel lines. Second point should be alternative, means they should be on different side of transversal. And the last point is they are always equal, means these are interior angles, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. And second point should be they should be on the different side of a transversal, means an angle 3 and angle 5 can represent alternate interior angles. So we can clearly see that angle 3 and angle 5 are alternate interior angles. Angle 4 and angle 6, they are also alternate interior angles, and they are always equal, means angle 3 equals to angle 5, angle 4 equals to angle 6. So this is a concept of alternate interior angles. So let's now move on to the next concept, which is alternate exterior angles. Again, they should be outside the parallel lines. They should be outside the parallel lines. Why? Because they are exterior. So clearly the name suggests it, they should be outside the parallel lines. So the angles can be angle 1 and angle 2, angle 8 or angle 7. Second point is they should be on different side of transversal. So they should be on a different side of transversal, means it can be, we can say angle 8 and angle 2, angle 1 and angle 7. And the last point is they are always equal. So that's why we can see that angle 1 is equals to angle 7, means angle 1 and angle 7 represents alternate exterior angles, angle 1 and angle 7, angle 2 and angle 8. So they represent a pair of exterior alternate angles. So the last is interior angles on the same side of transversal. So it's a very important concept. So these angles are also known as co-interior angles. So let's discuss the properties. First point is interior angles, so they should be inside the parallel lines. Parallel lines means lines M and N. Next point is same side, so it should be on the same side of transversal. Now, so this means angle 4 and angle 5 represents the co-interior angles or interior angles on the same side of a transversal. So the last point is their sum is always equals to 180 degree. Means angle 4 plus angle 5 will be always 180 degree. So it is a very important concept from the lines and angles point of view. So this was all about the types of angles that are used in lines and angles. So let's move on to the next concept, that is lines parallel to the same line. Similarly, we have discussed like pair of lines like this line and this line. Now we'll extend the concept of parallel lines to further concept of three lines which are parallel to each other. Now, lines which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. Means suppose this line M and L, line M is parallel to N and N is parallel to L, means this line is parallel to this line and this line is parallel to this line. So from these concepts we can infer that M will also be parallel to N, means this line will be parallel to this line. So this is a concept of lines parallel to the same line. So if we have two lines are parallel to the same line, then if we check the figure, line M means this line is parallel to this line and line N is parallel to line L. So this means from these two concepts we can say that line M will be parallel to N. So this is a line parallel to the same line. So let's move on to further. We'll solve some of the examples related to lines and angles which are parallel lines and transversal. The first example is in the figure PQ is parallel to RS and angle MXQ is 135. So this angle is 135. Angle MYR is 40 degree, means this is 40 degree. We have to find XMY, means we have to find this angle. So to solve these type of questions we have to draw another line which is parallel to both these lines. So we'll draw a line like this and we may name this line as AB, means this line is parallel to, what we have done is we have drawn line AB which is parallel to PQ and RS, so which is parallel to both PQ and RS. So always remember when we draw a line, artificial line, or we can say a line drawn from our end, or we can say manually we draw a line something like this. So we always represent this line in a dotted structure. So never make it a solid line. So now we have line AB parallel to PQ. Now we need to find angle XMY. We need to find an angle XMY. So we'll split this question into two parts. So let's solve the first part. The first part is the line PQ is parallel to AB. So this means this angle we can say this angle and this angle, they are co-interior angles. Why? Because they are on the same side of a transversal and they are both interior. So that's why they represent a pair of co-interior angles or interior angles on the same side of a transversal. So means angle, we can say MXQ and angle we can say XMB are co-interior angles. Again, whenever you are solving the questions of lines and angles, always mention the reason why we are taking these two angles. So this represent angle MXQ plus angle XMB will be equals to 180 degree. So means angle MXQ plus XMB is equals to 180 degree. Why? Because these are co-interior angles. So we can put in the values. So angle MXQ is 135 plus angle XMB is 180 degree. So this implies is angle XMB is 180 minus 135, so which is 45 degree. So angle XMB is 45 degree. So second part is we have line, we can say RS is parallel to AB. So this means this angle and this angle, these are alternate interior angles. Why? Because they are both inside the lines parallel AB and RS, and they are on the different side of the transversal MY. So they represent alternate interior angles. So we can write angle BMY and angle, we can say MYR, are alternate interior angles. So we can write, and we know that alternate interior angles are always equal. So this implies is angle BMY will be equals to angle MYR. So angle BMY will be equals to 40 degree. Why? Because it's given that angle MYR equals to 40 degree. Now we have the value of this angle and we have the value of this angle. So this angle plus this angle represent the angle XMY, this whole angle. So we can write angle XMY will be equals to angle BMY plus angle XMB. So this implies is angle XMY will be equals to 40 degree. Why? BMY is 40 plus 45, so which is 85. So angle XMY is 85 degree. So this is how we find the angles using the concept of parallel lines. So let's move on to the next example. Example number 2. It's a very important example. You have to watch this example very carefully. So this example says that if a transversal intersects two lines such that, means the transversal intersects two lines, means these lines PQ and RS, and the transversal is AD. It intersects the 2 points at point B and C such that the bisectors of a pair of corresponding angles, means corresponding angle means this angle and this angle, and we have a bisector like BE and CG, they are bisector of the angles, are parallel, means these two lines are parallel, means we have to prove that PQ and RS are parallel. So this we have to prove. So let's see how we can solve this question. Now here is a proof. Now we are given that BE is a bisector of, we can say, angle ABQ, right? So we can say that angle ABE will be half of angle ABQ. Bisector means it divides the angle into two halves. So we can clearly see that angle ABE will be half the angle of ABQ. Similarly, we can see that CG is a bisector of angle, we can say BCS. So we can say that angle BCG will be half of angle BCS, right? Now if we consider these two lines parallel, see, it's given that line like this, and these are the lines. I can say B, E and C, G, and here is a transversal. We can clearly see that here is a transversal A, D, right? Now these two lines are parallel, it's given. So this means this angle will be equals to this angle because they will make a pair of corresponding angles. They are both on the same side of transversal. One is exterior, one is interior to the parallel lines. So this means angle ABE will be equals to angle BCG. So this means we can put the values of ABE and BCG. This means half of angle ABQ will be equals to half of angle BCS, and this will cut. So this represents angle ABQ will be equals to angle BCS. Now angle ABQ, this angle and angle BCS, they make a pair of corresponding angles. We can clearly see that. So this implies is PQ is a line parallel to RS. So this is how we can solve these type of questions. So let's move on to the next question, which is example number 3. Now it's given that in figure AB is parallel to CD, means this line is parallel to this line, and CD is parallel to EF, means this line is parallel to this line. So we can see according to concept as we have discussed in the previous slides that AB will be parallel to EF. Now if BEF, means we can say that BEF, this angle is 55 degree. We have to find the value of X, Y and Z. Now so let's see how we can solve this question. It's very good question, so we have to watch this question very carefully. Now if we consider the lines AB and EF, we are given that AB is parallel to EF, or we have proved that AB is parallel to EF. Why? Because AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF. So this represents AB is also parallel to EF. Very easy concept. Now AB is parallel to EF. This means angle X and this angle 55, they represent co-interior angles. Why? Because they are on the same side of a transversal and both are interior to the parallel lines AB and EF. See, we can say X and angle BEF are co-interior angles. Why? Because they are on the same side of a transversal and they are both interior to the lines AB and EF. So this represents angle X plus angle BEF will be equals to 180 degree. So X plus 55 will be equals to 180 degree. So X will be equals to 180 minus 55, so which is 125. So X equals to 125. Now similarly for Y, we can say that AB is parallel to CD. So if these two lines are parallel, AB and CD are parallel, so X and Y represent a pair of corresponding angles. Why? Because they are on the same side and one is interior and one is exterior to the parallel lines. So we can say that X and Y, they are corresponding angles. So this implies is x will be equals to y. So we know that x is 125, so y will be also be equals to 125. So this is the value of y. Now for z, let's see how we can solve for z. We know that AB is parallel to EF, right? Now this 90-degree angle, as we all know that if there is a kind of rectangle or a box is given in the angle, so this represents a 90-degree angle. So you should know this concept. This angle and this complete angle represents a co-interior angle. Why? Because if AE is a transversal, they lie both on the same side of a transversal AE, and they are inside the parallel lines AB and EF. So angle, we can say angle BAE and angle, we can say AEF are corresponding angles. So we can say that angle BAE plus angle AEF will be equals to 180 degree. Now angle BAE will be equals to 90, it's given, and angle AEF will be Z plus 55. It will be Z plus 55, which will be equals to 180 degree. So 90 plus it will be 145 plus Z equals to 180. So Z is 180 minus 145. So Z is equals to 35 degree. So this is how we can find the value of Z. So thank you once again for watching this video on edupediaworld.com. Keep watching further videos on lines and angles. Have a nice day ahead.